You can identify non-conformance using any of the following methods: analysing monitoring forms such as check sheets and reports, customer complaints, observation of work practices, feedback from audits. We'll now look at each of these areas in more detail. Forms. Monitoring procedures form an essential component of food safety procedures as they indicate whether control measures and critical limits are being achieved. If you're looking to improve systems and processes, you need to diagnose before you prescribe. The Food Safety Manual should contain monitoring forms associated with the work instructions and standard operating procedures that allow you to collect meaningful information and analyse it. The monitoring forms show you where and how often the problem is occurring. Only then can you attempt to fix it. The monitoring forms usually work like a tally sheet where incidents can be recorded on a daily or weekly basis. This way, you can measure the number of times a particular error has occurred over a time period and whether or not there are any patterns emerging. Here are some examples of monitoring records. Cooling and reheating, for example, production sheets, cooling check sheet. Food receipt, incoming goods record sheet, reject goods incident form. Food storage, cold storage temperature records, dry storage temperature records. Food preparation or processing, production sheets. Food hot or cold display, holding temperature check sheet. Food discard, wastage sheets. Food transport and dispatch, dispatch records. Customer complaints provide useful feedback on food safety and quality. They should be dealt with promptly. A customer complaint procedure should be implemented as part of the quality procedures. The procedure should include the reporting, recording, and resolving of customer complaints. Investigating customer complaints is essential as it may uncover unsafe practices that could result in food poisoning. Where an incident of food contamination or poisoning is alleged, it should be immediately reported to the supervisor. The supervisor should investigate the incident by interviewing the customer and food service staff on duty at the time of the alleged incident. General observation of staff carrying out tasks may identify practices and procedures that are not consistent with the food safety program. Sometimes staff take shortcuts which may result in unsafe practices. These unsafe practices may not be picked up through the monitoring check sheets. Hazard Analysis Critical Control Point Audit is an independent examination of your food safety program. Specifically, the auditor will determine if the food safety procedures and their supporting policies and procedures are satisfactory for controlling the likely hazards. To identify non-conformance, your first step is to determine if the data reported by staff conforms to the food safety program. For example, are the work instructions being followed? If it does not, you must investigate the cause of this non-conformance and decide if food practices and procedures should be reviewed. This process can be used to maintain food quality and make improvements to your food safety program.